Hi everyone and welcome. I am so excited for today. Today's training is so juicy. I'm super excited to have you guys here and just to dive into this topic of today, which is just how we can create. Today's training is so juicy. I should have some background noise coming in, and also just to be able to keep momentum this year. And I love this topic so much because it's close to my own heart. I think I spent so many years. In the meantime, I want to hear from you guys really about how are you feeling right now? Like when I say the word momentum for 2022, how does that make you feel right now? How are you feeling? So can I get a thumbs up if you're feeling like you have the momentum right now and you are just like, yes, raring to go? And can I get a thumbs down if you are not feeling the momentum right now? And that is just for like right now, today, as you're showing up, let's just be real. Let's just get real. And you will notice that the last couple trainings that I have been doing with you guys, I've really shared my heart with you and just really shared with you that, I didn't start the new year on a massive high. I did not. I did not. Like in any way. Can you please just let me know that everything is okay? Like you can hear me, you can see me, all is good. Hi, Kim, how are you? Maybe you can do that for me. Beautiful. That would be amazing. And then it took me a couple of weeks like to really find 2022. I felt like I kind of rolled in. There was a lot going on. I had people, friends, clients who were going through things, and I was there to support them. And it was so beautiful that I could be. And then after these couple of weeks went by, I really started to use the practices that we're going to talk about today. And now my momentum is just like continuously going up. I feel like I'm flying now. And so I want to hear from you guys and just know wherever you are at is okay. So it's okay to not be feeling the momentum right now. And it's okay to, be really feeling it as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about that too, what may have happened for you at the start of the year and what may be happening now for you as well. Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. You can hear me and see me. And you guys are feeling momentum already right now today. This is good. This is great, right? Okay, so let us dive in. Some of us aren't feeling very motivated right now. And so I do want to just, let's open the space and just allow that to be. So if that is you, if you are not feeling the momentum right now, some of us have not felt the momentum yet and are still kind of waiting. And if that is you, that's okay too. Some of us have already showed up. So there was some of you who reached out to me who were like, I started the new year with a bang. Like I was on fire and it went for like a week or two and then I collapsed. And we're going to talk about that today and what you can do to really, pick yourself back up and also just find that momentum again and then keep the momentum. This is what I want for you guys. And so very often with the conditioned self, you hear me talk about the authentic self and conditioned self so much. When we do step out of our comfort zone, I'm going to go deeper into this in the workshop. We have another workshop coming up, so I'm going to share those details with you. But when we do step out of our comfort zone and start doing things, and we may even start accomplishing things, very often, if we don't have the right support, if we don't have that accountability, if we don't have these things in place that we're going to talk about today, which are a little bit aside from the support and accountability, but are really important tools, techniques that you can do, then we tend to shrink and kind of pull ourselves back and end up back, in this little kind of conditioned place where we feel the fears, we feel the limitations, we see the limitations, and it can be really challenging for us to then pick back up again. I'm sure you guys have all been in a rut before, right? Hands up if you've ever been in a rut where you're just like, I feel kind of stuck right now, right? And so no matter where you are, no matter what place you're in, no matter how your year started, no matter where you're at today, all of this today can totally apply to you and can affect the rest of your year. Yes, so good. So Yeah, and quite often, even if we're on a roll, and like I was just sharing with the conditioned self, how many times do we like show up for ourselves? We achieve something, maybe it's something like really great that we've been wanting to achieve for a long time. We get really excited about that. And then, but for how long does that actually last? Because in my experience, and definitely inside the program, I see this a lot. And for sure for me, is that I can, get to this new level, these new exciting things happen. I feel excited. And then I'm like, now what? Like, now what do I do? The excitement isn't forever lasting, over that piece. So I want to go to the next level. And that's where we can become kind of stagnant. And you can even become stagnant at the highest level of your life. So each new level, definitely for me as well, each new level requires like this new level of commitment to the practices that we're going to talk about today, so that you can show up and really, create this momentum, but keep it for the whole year, keep it for your whole life. My entire life has changed since, adopting these practices and bringing this into my life and just learning this information as well. Yay, workshop. I know, I'm so excited too. I'm so excited. So our workshop starts on the 7th of February and we're going for 9 days. I am so pumped for this. It is all about the 2022 you, and this is like brand new content too. That some of it is content that we're diving a bit deeper into. So concepts that you know already, but we're diving a bit deeper, and some of it is just brand new content as well. So I'm super excited for you guys to come to that. I will share the deets as soon as possible. So we're not just made to stay in one place, right? Like, we're not just made to stay here and be successful forever and that's the end of the journey, and find the destination. We came here, I really truly believe this in my heart, that we came here to grow, to shift, to stretch, to be all of who we are, all of that we're made up of, and to live our lives to the fullest. If you're with me on that, pump some like flower emojis or some kind of an emoji that says that to you, like expansion. We came here to live our lives to the fullest. We came here to enjoy our time, on the planet every day, and not just some days. And I truly believe that in my heart. So very often when people say to me, oh, I'm good, I'm on track, I'm fine, I've got this, everything's cool in my life right now, I often see them drop quite quickly, right? Because it tends to be the people that are like watching and aware of their lifts and their falls that tend to be the ones that excel long term. And when we kind of think that we are, we've got this, we're fine, we can do it all on our own, it is often the conditioned self that is coming up. And this was me for so long, like so many years. And it's a reason why I'm so passionate about sharing this information with you guys now, because I don't want you to have to go through all those years that I went through. I want you to just like get pumped about your life and live out your life to the fullest now. So when when we start a new endeavor, or when we do something courageous and amazing, now I ask myself, like, for how long am I able to do this on my own, and how much support am I going to need to do it, and what kind of accountability do I need, right? Because often it's very challenging to show up to our fullest potential. Think of all the areas of your life that you want to show up into your fullest potential, and think of how challenging that actually is for us as one human to show up and do that by ourselves, right? Every single day, even for just a year, even for just a week. And so the conditioned self can really do a doozy on us sometimes and hold us back in that area. So talking about support and talking about accountability, I want to share just a couple of little stories with you. And so when I must have been about 20, I guess, I went to a seminar, and I'll never forget it because it was my first self-development seminar that I ever went to. And it was Michael Rowland at the time. He has passed away now, but he was a motivational speaker and really a master of the mind in terms of, sharing self-development tools and techniques at that time. And so I went to this seminar and I sat down. I'm like this 20-year-old, I know everything kind of girl. And I sat down and I was mind blown. I remember going outside with some guy that was like sitting next to me in the seminar, and we kind of made friends, and we went outside and we were both like, do you think this is true? Like, do you think this is really how our brain works? Do you think we really like show up in all these different ways? And it's almost like we have all these multiple personalities. And we were mind blown at the information that he was sharing. It was like how the mind works. He made us write with different hands to access different parts of us internally, different parts of our conditioned self, different parts of our authentic self. And so that for me was like a real eye opener. And the support that that man, like I have so much love for him, he's passed away now, gave to me, and as like a foundation of a platform for my own life and for, you know, so many other lives too, because we've had so many people come through the program now. And, you know, so just this is number one, right? Number one is how to start creating that momentum. And it really has to do with that support and what goes in. So Tony Robbins says, stand at the guard of your mind. Stand at the guard of your mind. And, stand guard at the door of your mind. There you go. That's what he actually says. Stand guard at the door of your mind. And I love that so much. And so this is number one. We're kind of moving into number one. But when I was, I think, 15, my dad shared a book with me. It was called How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is the actual book that my dad gave me. It's like so old. Check it out. But I was 15. I was going through a rough time. Dad knew. We'd had some family issues just in terms of me really like not being able to show up and share, you know, speak my mind and heart. And as a teenager, it's just so hard to do that anyway. And he was trying to reach me, and he gave me this book, and it's How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in recent years, I bought him a new copy, and I wrote a note in it and gave it back to him. But it's just been such a journey for me. So this was like one of the first personal development books that I ever read. Dad gave it to me, didn't think I would read it. He didn't even know I read it until I reached out to him, and I must have been like 25, and I was deep into this work. And I said to him, you know, that book was really the catalyst for me. Like, you really, really started me, you know, on this journey. And he was surprised, you know, he was like, I didn't even know if you read that book. But really, it was such a huge changing point for me in my life. So I want you guys to have a think about, you know, what can you listen to? What can you feed your mind with that is going to give you a level of support where you feel like you're learning new things about yourself, your mind, you are hearing, you know, positive talk coming in. And I'm going to share with you why I stress this, you know, why it's so important. But for myself, by leaning into both this book and the support that I had from Michael Rowland, I was able to shift my brain from constant worry, which really that's where it was. There was a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, even though I didn't name it anxiety at the time. I look back and I know it was anxiety now. There were lots of highs and lots of lows. And I was able to shift my brain from worry to intake just by feeding my mind with that beautiful information. And I was 20 years old, right? So in those days, we saw the ad on the TV. Michael Rowland came on the TV and said, I'm coming to Perth and I have a seminar. And there he was on the family TV. And I told my parents that I wanted to go. I was working at the time, so I had enough money to pay for the seminar. And I had to pay for content back then. Like, there was no YouTube or iTunes or Spotify. Like, we are so we're full of these beautiful gifts now where we can just go on and get free content. Like, wow. I had to pay for the content. So I paid like, I don't know what it was, like $70 or something to go to the seminar. And then I paid like $150 for 2 CDs that I listened to every single day over and over and over again, right? And then after a couple of years, I paid the most I had ever paid. I was 22, 23, maybe 24. And I did Michael Rowland's master trainer course in self-development, the self-development course, right? To be able to teach his practices. And I think it was like $2,000. It was the most money I had ever spent on anything in my life, but I knew the power of it. And I knew that I wanted to like share it with the world. So it was my first kind of certification that I ever did in, life coaching or self-development or anything like that. And so this first way to create momentum, and just pop into the comments and let me know, have you had an experience like that where someone has given you a book or, shared some information, or you've gone to a seminar, or a book's fallen off the shelf at a bookstore or something like that, and it has like literally changed your life? Like, I would love to hear these stories. But the first way to really we can really create momentum this year is honestly just to listen to something that is going to shift you every day. And so, when we wake up in the morning, our default is to go to our conditioned self. Our conditioned self is going to take over with those thoughts if we don't do something about it. And so I say, like, just 5 days a week, a podcast, these trainings. There are, endless trainings in here that you could listen to. You can listen to one every single day for, I don't know, 3/4 of the year, I think, in here. You could listen to or read a passage from your favorite book. We need to say goodbye. And I have a beautiful client at the moment who says she needs to fire that part of her. Like, I'm going to fire her. And I love that. But we need to say goodbye to those, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, this is not going to work. All of those thoughts, those thought processes that are really, they are repetitive and they hold us back. We need to say goodbye to them so that we can really create this momentum and keep the momentum this year, right? So many times, we're focused on what won't happen or why things won't happen, because that's just what the conditioned self is feeding us. That is what the conditioned self is designed to do. It's always going to feed you those thoughts if you don't stand up to them, because it's based on the parts of you that are simply wired for fear, right? It's this inbuilt system within you. It'll take you to fight, flight mode if you don't do something about it. And we talk a lot in the workshop about the default mode network in the brain and how that affects us and how the conditioned self shows up. And we get you guys to track how you're going and if you're in your conditioned self or authentic self. I explain all of this to you in the workshop, and it's so powerful to be able to have this awareness and then this relaxed control, right, over your mind and over your life. It's so beautiful. So it's time to challenge those thoughts, and it has to be done consciously and it has to be done deliberately, and it is not going to happen on its own. So those people who've had the most success in the Rejuvenate program are the people who really understand the techniques, why we have them, why they have to do them, and no matter how they feel in a day, they keep coming back to them. They have them in their schedule. They keep coming back. They understand that that is their way through. And I know that, many of you are already doing some of these techniques that you've found in the group, or you've found in the trainings, or you've found, as part of the Rejuvenate program. And so listen to something, read something, and it only has to be like 20 minutes a day. It doesn't have to be, that long. So Tony Robbins says, stand guard at the door of your mind. And I love that. I love that so much. So it will take over. The mind will take over. And we need to feed it. We need to feed our mind. So number two, the next thing to create momentum. Let me just see if we have some comments here. Hi, how are you? If someone else has joined. Yay. Yes, Kim, that's why you love this group and the Rejuvenate program. So much support. Yeah. And how beautiful does that feel to just know that you are that supported? It is. I know I am supported in my own coach. So let's get into number two, because if we can get through these, you guys are going to change your entire year. You are going to change your entire year. Okay. So number 2, the next thing to really create momentum, right? And this is something that you can do every single day of your life, is to have a routine. Have these non-negotiables, and they cannot be negotiated. This is the whole point of having the non-negotiables, right? Is that they cannot be negotiated. So because your conditioned self is always going to just try to negotiate with you. It really likes the familiar. It doesn't want to feel something different. So this is scary for the conditioned self, for you to step out and do these things that are fun and exciting and adventurous and courageous in your life. The conditioned self is not going to like that. And so we want you to have these non-negotiable practices that are going to help you to really get into those parts of your brain that are going to hold you there, that you know that you have this consistency in your life. You know you're showing up for yourself on a daily basis, right? So for me, what are my non-negotiables in the morning? I take 5 deep breaths as soon as I wake up, big belly breaths. I splash cold water on my temples, the inside of my wrists, my cheeks, and I meditate. And those are my 3 non-negotiables. I also move my body. But if I do nothing else for the day, I do those 3. And so go ahead and pop into the comments. What are your non-negotiables? What are your non-negotiables? 3 things that cannot be replaced, they cannot be changed. You know that they're going to serve you, but they also just get the mind into this way of thinking that's like, I show up for myself. I'm good at showing up for myself. I can continuously and consistently show up for myself. Aren't they beautiful affirmations? And so our non-negotiables can really do that, for us. And it really doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they are. It would be great, hopefully there's something physical in there that shifts you neurologically. Also that there's something that's going to move you more into your parasympathetic nervous system. When you push your body and your blood and, your circulation is at play, if there's movement in these non-negotiables, then great, because that's going to initiate some responses in your body to help you move through the uncomfortable, right? To help create that will and that determination and that drive within you. So you get used to that feeling of like the discomfort when you show up and do like physical exercise. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really even matter what these non-negotiables are, as long as they are non-negotiable. So go ahead and pop into the comments what your non-negotiables are. I can see yours here. Camille's watching the same right now. I love that. So yes, and yours are meditate, exercise, and play. Awesome. And so if you have these 3 non-negotiables, you're just going to give yourself a fresh start, a head start, and it's going to help you to just create that momentum, that we really want to build. And also to just help you get out of that comfort zone of, I'll do it tomorrow, right? Who has ever said that? Hand up. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll get to that tomorrow. I'll exercise tomorrow. So we do want something that's going to help you move out of fight or flight, but just pick 2 or 3 and just roll with them, right? Because we just really, more than anything else, we want to move you through those patterns that say, you're not ready yet. It's not going to happen. You're not doing this. You have to have A, B, or C all set in place first, right? Or those conditioned self, like, I promise I'll do it tomorrow. Like, when has the conditioned self ever been right? Not many times in my life, right? So these are all cyclic patterns that are built to hold us back. They're built to do that, to keep us safe. The conditioned self feels safe when we're not growing, stretching, moving out of our comfort zone, being courageous, all of these things as well. So a question for you guys: when has your conditioned self ever made a promise that it hasn't kept? Like, just let me know. And when was the last time that happened? Because maybe it was like just yesterday or maybe it was today. Yeah, you can come on in. Maybe it was today, maybe it was this morning that your conditioned self made a promise to you that it didn't keep. I love you. Hi, I love you too, darling. That's so nice. You? I love you. Do you want to come and sit in here? You can stand right there if you want to.
I love to.
Cool. Yeah, so go ahead and pop that into the comments, because these patterns of overthinking, in my experience, is what keeps most people stuck. Just like personal training, I was a personal trainer for, a long time. You guys seeing a little booty in the background? Okay, thank you. Mummy's on a call still, okay? Yeah.
Hi.
You saying hi?
Hi.
And so it's these patterns of overthinking.
I want to give it to you.
Oh, thank you. These patterns of overthinking that, is what keeps us stuck. So having morning and evening routines really helps. And so if you already have a morning routine, if you already have an evening routine, great. But we have to train ourselves. We have to train our authentic self muscles, just like how we have to train our body. And so I was a personal fitness trainer for 15 years. And so moving, and shifting your body in these ways and shifting into your parasympathetic nervous system is just like showing up to a workout. Like, it is that important that we do this. And our mind and our bodies are completely interconnected. So focus on changing one, and the other one is going to change as well. The other one is going to have some type of change, I guarantee you. So once you start these steps, and you'll start to see the momentum happening, right? My flowers. So yay. So you know how to get to that point of momentum now, right? You know what to have in place, you know what to put in place to get that momentum really, really going. And so now we're going to talk about how to really keep the momentum going. And so number 3 is, once you begin these steps, you're going to really start to see this momentum happening. So yay you, right? Like, congratulations. The next step is to have a role model or a mentor or somebody to really hold you there. I have had so many in my life so far. I've had Gabby Bernstein, who, she was quite similar. I had similarities, there were similarities between the two of us in terms of Gabby. We had a similar life. We both loved to write, but Gabby, I think, only did English up until, don't quote me, right? But I think she did like year 10 English, and that was it. Now, Gabby's written, I can't tell you how many books she's written now. I can't even keep up. Maybe it's 5, maybe it's 6, maybe it's more than that. But we had a similar life in terms of this English. I finished high school and I did English all the way through, but I didn't ever feel like I did very well in it yet. In my English classes, even in year 10, they were sending my work off to magazines in Australia and all of this stuff, but yet my grammar was terrible and I was kind of failing English. Like, I think I got a D in English in year 10 or 11. So we had this similar life where we loved to write. We wrote from our heart. It was well received, but we didn't ever feel like we had that academic level of expertise, right, in the writing. So I related to her. And I, went and I started attending her seminars. I did a couple of her programs. Amanda Francis was another one where she came from a similar home and background as me. And then I was able to watch her grow and shift and change herself in her life, in her business, in her love life. So that was really beautiful. But there are so many. So just find somebody, just find someone to hold your hand and then just get cracking. Just, dive into everything that they give you, dive into all the content that they have for you. And then just get cracking, right? And then number 4 is take some kind of really big action. I want you guys to go all in this year. So many people say they don't know where to start. They don't know what to do with their life, right? And in the program, in the Rejuvenate, so we want you to keep doing some kind or taking some kind of really big action. And so in the Rejuvenate program, and I was saying, Kim, you can vouch for this, that there are lots of tools to help you do that, to help you to take these next steps that might feel uncomfortable or might feel scary. But here's the most important thing, right? Just do something. Just do something. And literally almost anything. It doesn't have to be the end goal, the big vision. Just do something big, do something different. You need drastic change, right? So movement away from something is still movement to a new place, like still movement to a new experience. And so that's what we want. And so in that new experience, you may find the answers, or you may find the path to another new experience and another new thing. And it's enough to just to know what you don't want. That's enough. So trust me with that one. I did not wake up and know my life purpose in one day. And even still now, like to tell you that this is my life purpose, I know it's going to grow, change, shift, like things are going to go in another direction. I know that. And I love that. I love that about life. But it's taking this inspired action from within and saying, you know what, no matter what, even if I don't know what I really want to do right now, I'm just going to not do the things that really make me unhappy. And I'm just going to move away from them and just do something that makes me feel better. So we're not looking for a destination like right now. It's the growth and transformation and the journey that makes us feel so liberated. And so back to Tony Robbins, again, I used to do work with him, so I very much, I will often quote him. And he says, if you don't know where to start, throw the rock and just see where it lands, right? And then talk to the next person. Because it's in this movement that we really find our way. It's so beautiful. So take some kind of massive action, right? And instead of, switching gears and changing your mind and all of that, just choose something and just go for it. And I love you guys so much. I know that you're going to do this, and I promise you that life is going to be good there, and that it's going to create this momentum and to help you to keep a momentum. Right? So stay your course. The worst thing you can do is to stay stagnant and not move. Like that causes stuckness. It causes us to feel blah. It causes us anxiety and stress, and we worry more about little things that we can't control. So just move, just keep moving. So my question to you is, what is your next step? What is your next step? Go ahead and pop that into the comments for me. I'm holding you accountable. I'm holding your hand in here, right? You can do this. And if you have a vision in your mind or heart, I truly and honestly believe that it is meant to come to fruition. So go do it. Or like come into these trainings and do it with us, or, go and find a mentor and do it with them. But just promise me that you will do it, because if it's there, it is meant to come to fruition, and you are meant to come alive in this life and be the fullest expression of you. And you are magic, and we need you in this world. So my final questions are, what do you need to say yes to today after this training? And what do you need to say no to today after this training? And what kind of support do you need? What kind of support will you need moving forward? I love you guys so much. I would love to hear the answers to these in the comments. So what do you need to say yes to? What do you need to say no to? And what kind of support are you going to need? I cannot wait to see you guys again in the group, in the program, in the trainings, wherever I see you in Messenger. I love you to bits. If you have questions about this juicy training that included my son and all kinds of fun things, including Curious George, please reach out and, pop it into the comments, or reach out to me, DM me. I am available. I am here for you. That's what this group is for. I love you guys so, so much. I came in not knowing what to do or how to do it. Now I'm working my own business and helping other people. I know you are freaking amazing and incredible. And you just, you jumped in the deep end, and that's the thing. This is the key, right? Is like doing something, just moving away from that feeling of ick and blah and stepping into something new. And you've done that. And you should be so proud. So, so proud. So, so proud. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Ocean, do you want to come and say bye?
Yeah.
Have a great day.
Have a great day.
And we will see you soon.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.